Well, good morning. Welcome back to another video. Well, this morning I've ventured the farthest away from home since I moved here to northern Kentucky, to find a new place. I'm in Gallatin County, Kentucky, right along the Ohio River here, and I thought I'd come out here and hike and find a great place to take an image, and I drove along this dirt road and came to the end, and this is what I found. So as you can see, I'm right on the Ohio River, at a scenic overlook. I didn't even realize just on a dirt road, I'd come to this. Now, where am I at? I'm at a place called the Hartig Park and and Wildlife Reserve. All right. It's an interesting place. Getting here is quite an adventure. The roads are not the greatest, and you end up on a dirt road, and you come out here. Now, driving all the way here to where I ended up, which are our campsites and hiking trails and all kinds of things here. It looked like a pretty neat place. Driving out here, though, I did see a couple potential photo opportunities, along with this one here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, and I'm gonna see if I can take a high resolution panorama, all right, with my OM-1 Mark II. So I think that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up, see if we can capture a nice image, trying a couple different things. So stay tuned. All right, so am I there? Sorry about that. Now let's take a look here and see what we got now. The sun's coming up over here to my right. All right, back through the trees. It's now starting to light up a little bit of everything out here. Excuse me, in front of me. All right, so now let's take a look here at the back of the OM-1 Mark II. So typically, you come up, you see, this is kind of your quick menu here. You can, of course, get into the different options that you want, all right, by literally hitting OK and moving everything around to it. All right, if you want to get rid of that, you got this little button here, and you'll get rid of it, and you can see your camera, all right, or the back of your camera, what your camera is looking at. Now, what I like to do, all right, when I'm trying to take a panel, is I try to set up on a tripod, and I try to make sure, as you can see here, I'm level both ways if at all possible. All right, that's kind of where I set up. All right, so now on my camera, I have function 1 or program 1, all right, set up as my, all right, is the setup that I use when I'm doing landscape, right? It's pre-programmed for landscape. So now, again, it's sideways, but you can kind of see it here, 200 ISO, at f8. All right, and then from there, I will take and make adjustments. All right, and another thing you can see here on the back of the OM-1 Mark II, when something is blown out, you see how it's orange? All right, you can see that. So then you can start adjusting things, all right, whether you want to mess with shutter speed or anything else to try to bring that in line. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a pano first, a standard resolution, and I'm going to do one that's a high resolution. All right, so I want to make some adjustments, and we'll take that image. Now, one of the other things I will do when I'm taking a pano, so I know the first image in the sequence, is I stick my hand in front of the camera so I know the next image will be the first of the panorama sequence. All right, so now, after I've done that, the next series then will be the images, and then when I'm done, I'll take a picture of my hand again so I know I'm done with that sequence. Now, if you're wondering, I am not using, the ND filters here, the built-in gradual ND. I don't know why. I just never have done it when I've done these kind of things. I'm going to try it without it here today, at least. So now what I will do, all right, is I'll take the first image, and then I literally just loosen the camera and I turn it a little bit, and I'll shoot again. All right, and then I'll turn it a little bit, and I'll shoot again. And again, and I try to make sure there's overlap. So when I use Lightroom and then stitch it together, everything will work out fine. So again, this first image is being done standard resolution, so we're talking 20 megapixels. All right, the next image we will shoot it in high res, and we'll shoot it, since we're on a tripod, it'll be 80 megapixels. All right, so now I'll take a picture of my hand. Now I know I'm at the end. All right, so that's pretty much how I do it. All right, nothing real fancy. Go into Lightroom, all right, and then just use the tools inside of Lightroom to stitch and create a panel. Take those images, select them, put them together, all right, and then they will, come together. I'll crop it, I'll do a little bit of, work on it, and then it'll be done. And what I will do, all right, with this particular image, assuming everything turns out halfway decent, I'll put it in right here. All right, so now let's try the high res mode. All right, so on high res mode, we'll come back, all right, to where we started. Again, to get to high res mode on this particular camera, the way it's set up, this is from the factory, I didn't change this, all right? You push the record button, hold it down, and you can turn the back of the camera, or the little, dial here in the back, and it will put you into high res. And I chose tripod, so that means I'm high res 80 megapixels. Now, do I want to do, the ND filter? We can look and see if that's available here, although it will be sideways, but we can definitely do it because we're shooting this as a vertical. All right, let's see, now let's go this way. Got to find it here in the menus. One of these days I will set up the button here on my camera to have this. Yep, so I've got it. All right, there it is. How does it look? Not bad, actually. I think we can take it up just a little bit. There we go. Do that. All right. I didn't look to see which way I had it set. Sorry, guys, I didn't look. All right. So now, let's make adjustments to get all right, so there's one thing I've learned with this. All right, I can shoot this underexposed, or I can turn the filter off and get my settings right, which seems to be a little bit strange. It shouldn't do this to me. All right, and I haven't read up on it to know exactly, what to do or how to do it. So we're going to go with it, although I prefer to shoot overexposed. All right, I prefer to do that. I don't know. I don't like what I'm seeing, so I'm going to turn this off. All right, and we're going to do it here. So again, picture my hand. All right, so the next image will be the first. And again, we are shooting 80 megapixels, 2-second delay, f8, ISO 200, or 1/80th of a second. Now the reason why instead of using the back of the camera I'm looking through the viewfinder is just because my old eyes don't work very well. And I find it's a little easier for me to look through the viewfinder. I can see a little better. All right. All right, so it's the last picture there in the sequence. All right. So I'll stitch these together in Lightroom, work on them a little bit, crop it a little bit, and I'll put it in right here for you to see. All right, so I've moved back down the road a little bit. Come across this old barn that's fallen apart here, as you can see, over here over my left shoulder. All right, thought I'd try to capture an image of it. They don't want you to get too close. It does say keep out over here, but I thought I'd switch over, to my 8-18 Panasonic Lumix Leica, lens, see if I could capture this with the sun coming through the trees, as you can see now. Look over here. All right, maybe try to capture a sun star or something, on this old barn. So we'll take a look at that, see if I can make that work. And if it does, I will put that image in right here. All right, so, images, we'll see, obviously if they've turned out, you'll see them here in the, we've seen them as we go through the, through the video. So, again, I'm out learning this thing. It's not like you're born with all the information on how to do this stuff. You got to get out and try it, all right, and see what you can do to learn it. And you also got to play with different things to find out what you like, what you don't like, try different lenses, try different everything. And I encourage everybody, again, you don't have to have thousands of dollars, all right, worth of equipment. You don't have to have that, just whatever you got, even if it's an iPhone. Get out, use it. Enjoy mornings like this where it's, quiet, and man, is it quiet, all right? Other than you hear a plane every once in a while going overhead, I mean, it's really quiet. There's hardly anybody out here. It's a beautiful morning, sun's coming up. I mean, this is what it's all about, all right? Just trying to get out and enjoy life. Again, this is, the farthest I've been from home. And again, we're at Hartig Park and Wildlife Reserve. It is pretty large. I don't know how big it is, but it's pretty large. There's some interesting stuff here, a lot of camping spots, and it sits up on the top of a hill, as you see here, overlooking the Ohio River. Got an old barn here. I've seen a couple cemeteries. It's a pretty neat place. So if you're ever in this area, Gallatin County, Kentucky, you might want to come out and give this a shot. I know I will definitely come back here, probably during the summer, and probably again if I can in the fall, just to see what I can capture. All right, because it's pretty interesting, and there's a lot of room here, a lot of area I would probably want to explore if I have time, to maybe find some different types of images. So hopefully enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Love to read them, and I love to respond to them. Subscribe if you're new and you want to join the family. Again, my channel is all about just your average everyday amateur photographer when he's got spare time getting out you know, seeing what he can find to capture in his local area for the most part. And then whenever I go on vacation or something like that, I try to take images as well. And you know, I'm shooting this video before I leave, you know, to go overseas, you know, to Belgium and the Netherlands. Also have another trip coming up here in June where I'm going over to Germany and France. We'll do some photography there as well, at least I'm hoping to, unless I decide just to take, you know, a break completely from photography for that week that we're over there and just enjoy drinking some beer. All right, so again, you know, thanks for coming along. You know, greatly appreciate every single one of you. All right, till we see you again, stay safe.